Good morning, everyone. How are you? It's Ido here, social care management team from Crosscare, um, member of the board in Corru, and also member of the consultative forum for former members and residents of mother and baby homes, which is very topical at the moment, but what I'm going to talk about this morning. I saw a post on LinkedIn this week put up by an Irish social care manager, director, I think, of services, in relation to burnout, and it struck a bit of a chord with me. The post in itself was excellent, and it was looking at how do we as individuals look after ourselves in relation to burnout. It wasn't looking at social care in particular, but it was looking at the individual's responsibility in relation to burnout, and how do you protect yourself. What do you do to look after yourselves? But the bit that I wanted to address was, what do we as social care workers, what responsibility have we as social care workers and social care managers and social care owners and directors and all of that sort of stuff, what responsibility do we have to each other? And I think this is a significant protective factor in burnout. If we as social care workers, managers, owners, directors, if we recognise that someone that we're working with side by side or in our organisation, if we witness changes in them that are a little bit out of the ordinary, they may be an identifier that burnout is happening for that person. If they're, if they're over drinking, if they suddenly become quiet and they're taking their lunches by themselves, if they're overeating, if they appear anxious, if they're reacting to clients differently than the way they would have normally before, if there's outbursts, all of those little things that happen to us in life that we've seen in social care settings, all of those little things could be potentially identifiers of someone who's starting or beginning to experience burnout. And then I believe, have a responsibility to either say it to the individual or to take it to their supervisor so that they can be supported. And then from an organisational perspective and a management perspective, we have further responsibilities in relation to burnout within our teams. The supervision process should always contain a piece whereby we look at how that supervisee is, it's not a counselling piece. Counselling could be part of the solution, but it's not a counselling piece. But we need to be able to identify with that individual how things are for them, how is life impacting on them at the moment, and what can we do to support that. And if we don't have genuine, caring, empathy-based relationships with each other, no one is going to share that with you in supervision. You will not be able to spot that the burnout's happening quicker because the relationship's not there. So what I'm trying to say to you today is that from the point of view of burnout, right across the social care milieu, the quickest way to identify burnout in an individual is by establishing a very strong, caring and empathetic relationship in the first place. Because when we begin to know each other at that caring and vulnerable level, we then can spot the changes much quicker. I once heard a very wise man say that if you didn't brush your teeth for 3 days, and this is directly above your mouth, if you didn't brush your teeth for 3 days, other people would be able to tell you before that would smell what was going on. Sometimes we can't identify what's happening directly here. We need to be much more observant of ourselves in the first place. And when we're much more observant of ourselves and understand how we work and how we develop relationships, we then become much more observant of everyone around us. And we are much better then able to manage and support those that we love, care and respect and work beside on a daily basis. So look out for each other. Look out for burnout, especially now around COVID and the dangers of that. And I'll talk to you next week.